Bank of America is joining the chorus of financial institutions in warning investors the second quarter hit the economy will be deep, shrinking by 12%. That comes after JP Morgan predicted a 14% drop in the second quarter GDP. News 5's John Kosick joining us now from home, where he's been working all this week. John, those numbers would be historical.
Robin, to put that 14% number in perspective, back during the Great Recession back in 2008, the biggest hit in any one quarter was only 8.4%. So that's why there's an urgency in Congress to get this $1 trillion plan passed now, then figure out what else you need.
With two phases of coronavirus stimulus done, the administration and Congress now turn to the big one, a $1 trillion plan that Senator Rob Portman says needs to focus on keeping small businesses afloat and their workers employed.
The health and safety of the people of Ohio is the number one priority, but the number two priority is to be sure that during this time period that we're containing the virus, that we still have an economic system that's viable.
Portman pointing to Ohio's almost unimaginable 2,700% jump in jobless claims this week over last. He wants it set up so small businesses can go directly to their banks for loans, not the federal government, but the federal government would then back up those loans.
Because I think doing it through the government is going to take too long and it's too complicated. The idea here, John, is we need to help these small businesses and these families, individuals, weather this storm, and then at the end of it, do some things that helps to get the economy moving again.
That will be phase 3, the $1 trillion Treasury plan that, as it stands right now, will offer $500 billion in direct payments to the American people in the form of 2 checks of up to $1,000 each that will be mailed out beginning April 6th and again on May 18th. Unlike a similar stimulus in 2001 under the Bush administration, which was essentially an advance on your tax return, Portman says this will likely be money with no strings.
That would be cash that people would receive, so it wouldn't be related to their 2019 tax return or their 2020 tax return. It would just be a cash payment directly. This was done back in 2008, and I think, for a lot of people it's necessary right now just to make ends meet.
And just like we are working remotely, Congress is trying to work remotely. And to that end, Senator Portman, along with Dick Durbin of Illinois, have introduced bipartisan legislation that will enable Congress to actually cast votes remotely during a time of only a national crisis, something that, believe it or not, doesn't exist now. John Kosick, News 5.
Live from the Kosick studios, right? Business as unusual.